welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is King Bryce Surbrug.
I didn't know I was going to get the King title. That's a surprise. That's good because, I mean, even though this is only my second time on the podcast, I do consider myself the star of this podcast.
I'm going to call you KB in this episode. How's that sound?
Okay. We'll see if I respond to it, if I can remember.
Ice-T was King James, and they called him KJ.
KJ.
I love this movie, and I also love that we were just talking about this before we started, and I think we sort of backed into this, but when your first episode was Judgment Night, and you earned the Prince designation with that one. So, I mean, that was a good, start off on the MFF podcast. But when you said Judgment Night, I thought you were talking about this movie. And I thought Judgment Night was Trespass. So once we did Judgment Night with Emilio, we said, hey, we might as well do Trespass with Ice Cube, Ice-T, Bill Paxton. It's William Sadler, but I'm going to call him Bill Sadler for the Bill and Bill.
Oh, he's definitely Bill Sadler. This might be a place to kick off. If we could put another Ice and another Bill in this movie, who would you choose?
Oh, Vanilla Ice, because around this time he was hitting big.
Which side would he be on? Would he be on the Arkansas side, or would he be the just token white guy in the gang? Yeah,
he would be St. Louis. He would be on the St. Louis side.
Okay.
He would be the sniper. He would be Luther.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Even though I like Glenn Plummer a lot, so I'm costing him a role for Vanilla Ice, which is kind of a bummer. And then so we have 92, 93. So we need to find a Billy Zane.
Billy Zane, of course. I mean, that's a natural choice. I mean, why wouldn't it be Billy Zane?
What do you think?
Oh, it would definitely be Billy Zane.
I love this movie.
Now, he would be the token white. He would be
the brother or the cousin.
A cousin firefighter.
Yeah. The ne'er-do-well who comes with him. Whoa. Because there's always a ne'er-do-well. Remember Stephen Dorff was apparently the ne'er-do-well in Judgment Night?
Yeah.
I do wish that Everlast was in this movie because I liked him a lot in Judgment Night. Everlast would be a good part of the group, the St. Louis group.
They needed somebody like Everlast. I think one thing about this movie, I'm pretty sure the director, Walter Hill, the Warriors. I'm pretty sure he told Sadler, Ice-T, Ice Cube, and Paxton, I'm pretty sure he told them all, hey, guess what? You're the lead in this movie.
I did read those interviews. Did you read those?
I read the one with Ice-T.
Mm-hmm.
Where he said, I'm the lead in this. And I was thinking that as I was watching, I was like, everybody thinks they're the lead in this movie. This is amazing.
Walter got him alone, right?
Yeah.
Listen, they all think it, but you're the star. Trust me.
I'm pretty sure that's what he told Bill Paxton.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what? They're all going to be over the top, and you stay like you stay anyway.
Yeah, just be Paxton.
Be Paxton.
Embrace the Paxton. But I love this movie, though, and I feel really bad for it because I was looking at its release date. It got released on Christmas. So it got released on Christmas in 1992. And it was up against A Few Good Men, Aladdin, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Some of these had been released before. But The Bodyguard, Forever Young, Hoffa, Distinguished Gentleman. I mean, this movie... Like, Malcolm X was still rocking around in the theater. Scent of a Woman was still around. The Crying Game was still around. And then you have Trespass. But I gotta say, it was only released in 1,022 theaters its opening weekend. The least of all these movies. And it still made $5 million its opening weekend. That's pretty good for Christmas, 1,000 theaters with all these movies out. So, yeah, it didn't make much money, but that's not bad. For Trespass, or Looters, should we call it?
Yeah, well, apparently it was supposed to come out in the summer of 92, but calling a movie Looters in 1992 summer was probably a good choice to hold that release. And then I read that, I don't think they invented the concept, but this is like one of the first ones that was actively trying to do counter programming, like you have, all the kids, they all wanted to go see Forever Young,
Yeah.
They're like, come on, let's go see Forever Young. I'm sure there were some people who were like, I'd rather go see a movie with rappers and treasure hunting.
Let's skip A Few Good Men and Home Alone 2 and go see Trespass. But it's a good movie. Trespass is a good movie. Would you agree or no?
It's a good movie. Once again, I do rely heavily on my IMDb ratings more than my tomato meters.
Yeah.
And it's up there at like 6.5 or something, and
6.3.
6.3. I would give it a 6 point. I would mark it up another. I might even get 6.9.
I could see that happening. I was surprised it was only 6.3. When you brought it up, in my head I saw 6.7. Because it deserves to be a 6.7. I think one thing that people were just talking about, that I like that they used the home video, but people said it looked great then, but now it looks dated. But I like that more. I think what's really smart about that home video, the way that Walter Hill shot it, well, not Walter Hill, he wasn't the DP, but the way they shot that, it allowed Ice-T and Ice Cube, who, yes, they had been in New Jack City, they had been in Boys in the Hood, but they weren't quite polished actors yet. So putting this camera in front of their face and just allow them to kind of talk on the fly, I think it was a really wise casting decision, because that's when I think they're at their best, when Ice-T's giving the speech about, the drugs going through the system, when Ice Cube's talking. I think that's when they're at their best. So I thought that was a really smart move to have them shot with this home video. I thought that was cool. I don't know what you think about that.
I thought it was cool. It might have been slightly overused. And within the narrative, it's like, oh yeah, we're just a gang and we go around filming everything we do. It seemed like a bad idea, but it was a good little device used in the movie.
No, that's true. You cannot release these tapes. I mean, maybe if this guy's trying to apply for film school or something and he just shows off, like, he edits it a lot to show, but he had some good framing in here. I thought the framing of his name was Video's framing of these shots. I mean, this guy could shoot. He did some nice, he did some nice zooms. He did some nice pans. He really knew, like, rule of thirds. I'd hire him. If we were gangsters, would we hire him to go with us? Not even gangsters.
Yeah. I mean, might just have him come shoot my wedding or something like that.
Yes, exactly. He would do a great job. He would love it. And you know what's funny? I love when Bill Paxton's character, Vince Gillian, he's talking to Ice-T. He's like, I don't want any part of your gangland murder or gangland stuff. And like, gang, like, we're a business. I like that interaction there. But we're jumping way ahead. But you know what's most intriguing about this movie? And maybe it's not the most intriguing, but Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale wrote it. I mean, this is the Back to the Future and Forrest Gump and, Used Cars. Love those movies. That team wrote this movie, and Walter Hill directed it. That's a kind of a A-list crew right there.
For sure. I didn't know that until I watched it this go around. I was like, wait a minute. Robert Zemeckis? Bob Gale? Didn't they write Back to the Future?
The Romancing the Stone guys, of course, right? Wrote this.
This was a movie that much like Judgment Night, and I could probably name a few others, maybe like Ricochet, which also was Ice-T. It was like you saw that on, would see this on the video store shelf. You'd be like, oh yeah, I'm going to rent that sometime. And then you rent it and you're like, oh yeah, that was all right. And it was hard for me to remember as we were like talking about it, but yeah, it is definitely brings up the good memories, and you see all these things you remember about it and new things that you don't know.
No, absolutely. And also, I'm just down for any treasure hunt movie. I don't care what it is. Like, I love Sahara, and I think it's I don't think it's a good movie, but they're hunting treasure, so I'm cool with it. Like, National Treasure, I think, is an actual national treasure because they're hunting treasure. Like, just give me a treasure. Like, put treasure anywhere. Like, Kramer versus Kramer, it could have been like, we're getting a divorce, but we're also hunting for treasure. And it would be better, I think. Like,
I completely agree. And we will probably have treasure hunt squads by the end of this podcast, right?
I had a different thing in mind. But I was just looking at these, like, A Few Good Men and treasure. That'd be great. It's about Tom Cruise trying to delay the court case because he's hunting for treasure on the base. Aladdin's all about treasure.
Aladdin's all about treasure.
Home Alone 2, he has all the money. Like, they're hunting him down. He's the treasure for Marv and Harry, bodyguard. Well, yeah, I mean, just give me, I don't know, Forever Young. Didn't he stay Forever Young? That's kind of a treasure.
Forever Young, the cure for cancer is treasure. I don't.
And Hoffa.
Okay, you're gonna have to delete that. I don't know.
And wait, what about Hoffa? You got to find Hoffa's body. He's buried treasure because no one can find him.
Yeah.
This is a release date all about treasure. I digress. But no, it's oh, I don't know. I just love. I don't know. I love the idea of this movie too because Walter Hill once again. Have you read any of the interviews with Walter Hill through here where people are just grilling him about? Most of the time it's about Ice-T's Cop Killer. They're like, how did Cop Killer? Because Ice-T released Cop Killer before this, so then that hurt. And then the LA riots with the title Looters. So this movie was kind of damaged goods when it was released. But I don't think it's. Yes, there is definitely, like Walter Hill talks about it, there is racial dynamics. I mean, the two do not understand each other at all. Bill Paxton, the Bills and the Ices, they do not even try to attempt to even understand each other. But I think at the heart of this movie,
one failed attempt, but
yeah, Ice-T's trying. Oh, man, and I love, you know what? This is a good character study. I like how everything just falls apart with these two different groups. I mean, Ice-T, King James, he's trying. I think he doesn't want death. He just wants his brother. And then you have Wicked or Wiki, like he's cool. Like he's got KJ's back. He's not trying to he's not trying to rock the boat. But then you have Savon, who reminds King James of him when he was earlier. So he's super ambitious. He hates taking orders. And then you add in Raymond coming in there. And then Raymond just plays Savon once he learns about the treasure. So you have all these different groups just playing each other. And then you have Vince and Don, William Sadler's Don. Don's kind of the alpha of the group. And they have a chance to call the cops, and Don beats him up. So Don wants this money. He gets treasure mad. And then there's Bill Paxton, who just goes along with it. He has a good heart. He has some rough moments, for sure. But they're playing each other. And then you have Bradley, played by Art Evans, who's playing them, too. He's like, I got more right than any of these guys do, and here's this. And he tells them when it tells them about the chimney. So you have all these different dynamics, all this greed, and all this death for essentially nothing. And it's a cool story. And I know Treasure of Sierra Madre had done it before. I love the movie that came out recently, Triple Frontier, about all this money that these guys, this impossible amount of money that this crashed a helicopter and really good movie. But I think this film also tells a pretty cool character study.
For sure. And I did, of course, you see all the comparisons to the Treasure of the Sierra Madre when you kind of research this film. They're like, it's a remake. And it's not really a remake because there are just different dynamics going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the heart, the treasure changes you.
And I guess that's unfair to keep comparing it to that. But that's what these guys are talking about. Bob and Robert and Walter all bring it up, so I feel safe bringing it up with that. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. Just all this is unnecessary. I mean, like these guys drive to St. Louis to go in some abandoned buildings to find this treasure. I mean, I don't know. Of course there's going to be squatters in there, so there's danger going on with that. I mean, this is a massive building. That's a great place to stay. And I kind of like, too, how, like, the Warriors. I love the Warriors, and I know this is weird, but the Warriors, it's so expansive, and it's basically just those guys running the entire film. Sure, they stop a couple times, but they're always in perpetual motion. They're always moving. And what I liked about this movie is how Walter Hill made this movie where people just running, the Warriors, to a movie that these people do not move much in this film. And when they try to do something, they look out a window, or it's really contained. And I don't know. I liked it. It's like a white knuckle, old school thriller, which I dig.
Especially with the firemen, it's very claustrophobic. They're just like they can't go near the window. They can't go near the door. Yeah. They're just kind of sitting there like, oh, what the fuck do we do?
I love the opening expository dialogue, too, when they get to St. Louis. And like, this place is built like a fort. Like, it's falling apart, but this place will never fall down. And then they see the door, and they're like, yeah, this door is really secure. So they do some wonderful expository drops to let you know that once they get in this place, it's basically like they're safe, but they're stuck. And also adding, I thought Devereaux White was really good as Lucky when he gets, like, I thought he was really cool in this movie. Then they strap King James' brother to the door so they can't bust through the door. That's the only way in. So I thought it was pretty neat how they covered every angle of it without seeming too cute about it or too oh, this is what's happening right now. But they still tell you, but it doesn't feel gratuitous.
I have kind of a question. I watched it twice. What exactly happens? At the beginning, it's a cold open of the businessmen watching a video. What exactly happens in that cold opening?
Well, isn't it what Goose shoots one of their guys in the head, and they were filming it.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So video films Goose, so then they bring Goose out there. They bring Goose, Lucky brings Goose out there, and then they plan on killing Goose. But once they knock Goose down, they see Vince, because he's a dum-dum.
Yeah.
And all hell breaks loose.
So Goose did not have Lucky at the beginning. Like, Lucky was just bringing him out there.
Yeah. Because to set him up.
He takes Lucky hostage, and then they get Goose, and then Lucky's then hostage again. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, Lucky was kind of like, let's say you mess over my family, and I'm like, hey, Bryce, man, you want to go for a ride? I'm going to go pick up some stuff, and then whatever. And then we go full Sopranos, and you run through the woods, and then I have to chase you all night while it's freezing. I like that setup. I liked how they dropped down. I like Tiny Lister and his metal cleats, and how those served as a pretty cool plot device later on. I thought that was really neat. That's cool stuff. Like, that's economical, funky storytelling. Like, so what happens? I don't know. I guess if you're listening to this, you've probably seen Trespass, but if you haven't, William Sadler and Bill Paxton, Bill Paxton, they drive from Arkansas to St. Louis. They go into this place. They use this metal detector. They start tearing up the floor, but then they realize it's in the ceiling. When they realize it's in the ceiling, when they're trying to see where Tiny Lister, played by his name is Cletus in this movie, Cleet. Oh, brother. So then they find his metal cleats, but then they also find the treasure in the film. But what's frightening is that Tommy Lister Jr. is the one wearing cleats. Like, those should go on somebody smaller. Like, it's horrifying knowing that Tony, he doesn't need that gimmick. That just makes him infinitely more frightening, right?
Yeah.
Like, give those to Moon or Davis. I do not want to deal with Cletus with cleats.
Some of these guys, they had their weird tics about them. Of course, we have video camera, we have cleats. Mm-hmm. Wiki's device is looking like a dancer from Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation video.
He was good as a cop. How you doing?
Yeah. How you doing?
Yeah. I love that scene. Yeah. Savon was angry. Savon was the, not quite right-hand man that had a lot of ambition, which is a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
And then Raymond was the what did they call him, Superfly?
Yeah.
Savon called him Superfly. He was kind of the snake in the grass, Raymond, but everyone knew it, and they still called him because they need him. Raymond's that guy you don't want to deal with, but when you need him, you kind of have to.
Yeah. I think maybe he thought he was the star too.
He gets a lot of camera time.
Yeah, he rightly so. He knocks it out of the park.
Yeah, he's great.
Snake in the grass. Great cast.
Well, I mean, but think about it though. You're these guys. You're in a Walter Hill movie written by Bob Zemeckis and Bob Gale. Hey, the Bobs. Oh, brother. The Bobs, the Ices, and the Bills. All in this movie. It's pretty impressive. But you'd want to be in this, right? If you're Ice-T looking to act, and you hear that you're going to be with the Bobs, and this is when Zemeckis was kind of at his pomp, right? He wasn't even at Forrest Gump yet. This guy was kind of crushing some movies. I don't know, Walter Hill, I know he hadn't had major hits. Like, he had another 48 Hours, but it seems like a no-brainer to be in this movie. And I like that. One big part that they kept talking about this film was that Ice-T and Ice Cube got to change a lot of the dialogue in it to fit them. That would be pretty funny, though, if they stuck with just the dialogue that Bob and Bob wrote.
Yeah. Well, that's what I would love to look at the original script to see how it was kind of set up. I mean, the movie kind of gets a lot of people say this hasn't aged well. I think it ages fine. There are some kind of weird racial things, but I think they were time appropriate. It was kind of part of the zeitgeist at the time. I don't know.
Will Sadler, his comments towards Art or Bradley, Will Sadler and even Bill Paxton. Remember when Bradley calls him he's like, you redneck, and then Vince loses it on him. But Sadler kept messing with him about the drugs, and he said some mess. Sadler's Don was definitely a racist because the stuff he was saying was Like, very stereotypical. But Don's not the hero of this at all. Don's kind of the villain as well. Don is a villain.
No, everyone's a villain.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a good thing. That's a good part about this movie. Yeah, there's the scene where Bradley is explaining to them, "No, it's gold, you idiots. It doesn't rust.
Yeah,
it's pure gold." He must have learned that in a pawn shop.
Oh yeah, when he said that to him. Oh, yeah, that was, I guess. Yeah, you could tell Don's a dude from Arkansas, and I'm not hating on anybody from Arkansas. That's a bad thing to say. But Don's a guy who just has never dealt with black people, probably, and he's just using stereotypes, and he probably has zero interaction, and he's just being like he's horrible. Like, he treats Bradley really bad in this movie, and I love that. Screw it, I'm gonna say the ending. Like, Bradley gets away with the gold because that was his place. I mean, it wasn't his place, but he lived there. They tore up his floor. Mm-hmm. You had the people from St. Louis coming in who he didn't like, the villains coming in. Then you had the other looters coming in from Arkansas. And I kind of like the ending. I feel like if anybody else walked away with the gold, I would have been annoyed. So I'm happy that Bradley got away with it after all the crap he had to go through.
Definitely. And how else was it? How else could it have ended? But I guess there are quite a few endings shot for this movie. Mm-hmm. I definitely chose the best one.
I want Raymond leaving with the money.
Raymond, just like evil always wins because good is dumb.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what I like about Raymond, though? You have. I mean, think about it. King James, he really did put his entire crew at risk. Now, he didn't know this, but these guys lie. I mean, once they get his brother, but he's in a tough spot. But then he was in a tough spot because, I mean, your brother's tied to a door. But then his entire crew got killed because of his brother, but yet he is the boss. And he never saw it going this way. Man, this is tough. But I just like that. I like that Raymond shows up. Raymond is always Raymond. He's not playing games. He actually he does play games. He messes with Savon's head. But I like it. Yeah, evil wins. Like, I'd love for at the end, he packs up all of his guns, puts them in his trunk, packs up the gold, and just drives away. That would make me happy if Raymond won. Because he's the true... Like, He's pretty comfortable with himself. He's not trying to be anything else other than Raymond. I like that about him.
Does King James never really finds out about the treasure, does he?
No. Ice Cube Savon only learns because of Raymond. Because Raymond's playing him. But yeah, he never knows.
Yeah. They do have... Yeah, the cops come, and then there's the suspicion. Why didn't they try to contact the cops? You know, there's a little bit of suspicion, but I don't think... Our Savon has that suspicion ahead of time, and then I don't know if he relays that to KJ.
Communication just falls apart, doesn't it, between everybody?
Well, I mean, King James gets into the room, and, you know, half the crew knows that Lucky dies. Sorry for the spoilers, everyone. Lucky accidentally gets shot by Luther.
Who's smart and leaves.
Who's smart and leaves in a scuffle, so he gets out of there. And then half the crew knows, and then the other half doesn't. King James finally gets into the room. He's like, "Oh, brother's dead. Now I'm gonna go crazy." And there's gunshots, and that's right at the end of the movie, too.
Yeah, he and Sadler kill each other. Or Bill. I'm going all over the place. Don. They kill it. There's a lot of people shooting each other. Savon and Raymond shoot each other. Mm-hmm. And then King James and Don shoot each other. Mm-hmm. They could have... But this is tough. I have a question. I know you're not a criminal mastermind. Or maybe you are. I don't know. I haven't seen you in a while. You're King James. How do you handle this?
I don't know. This was a question I was not prepared for. So my brother's strapped to the door. Mm-hmm. See, people have kidnapped him. It depends on how successful, how much of a criminal mastermind I am. I feel like I could just, came down to it, I could pay them off. If I was that big of a businessman. Just like, we're going to leave you alone.
I'm going to drop $20,000 through this door.
Well, drop $20,000 through the door, and then, we're going to leave and drop $20,000 somewhere else or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Give me your address. We'll send it to you.
They have no, yeah, they have no, the two firefighters have no reason to kill, Lucky if the other guys just go. But yeah, there would be the whole problem of they don't know how to get out of town. They don't know if their car's good. Bill Paxton finally gets back to the car and he's like, "Oh no!"
Raymond took care of that.
Raymond's popped his tires and everything.
That was kind of a rookie move, leaving those, but they're rookies, leaving those newspaper clippings in there so that Raymond could find out. But they're all making not rookie mistakes. You know what's interesting? Once again, with Judgment Night, they talk about rookie mistakes, but I don't know if they're mistakes when you've never been in a situation like this and life and death is on the line. Because you and I, sometimes I have a hard time picking which IPA I want to drink, and it freaks me out. So imagine being in this situation. You're not going to make the smartest, most well-informed decision. So I guess me saying it's a dumb idea to leave that in there, the article in their car is probably I wouldn't say it's a dumb idea. They just weren't thinking that they were going to see some businessmen murdering a guy named Goose.
Well, yeah, and in Judgment Night, they do have more of it is more based just on like, whoops, wrong choice.
Yeah.
Wrong choice the whole time. But here, they're very intentionally like, oh yeah, we can just go into this building and start digging up the floor and start messing with this guy's bed and just tearing it up.
And then they beat him up and say a bunch of horrible things to him and tie him up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then ask for his help.
And then he learns about the money, and then he learns about he plays them too, though. Like I love it. And actually, I just dig all the diehard people in this. You have Devereaux White, you have William Sadler, and then you have one more. There's three diehard people in here.
Raymond's, or was Wiki in?
Oh, man,
I feel like one of them were in the crew in Die Hard 2.
Yeah. So I like that though. There's three dieharder folks in this, and it's funny that you say that. When I like when Lucky tells him, like, you guys, whenever you white guys come into this section of town, you're always here to like mess something up.
Yeah.
And these guys show up just whamming this dude's apartment. And now it's quite the coincidence though that they picked the one guy's place who was there. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it still ratchets us up that and Bradley, he's from the second one. He's the guy that works at the airport.
Yes.
That's what it is.
That's correct.
There's the three. So we have Bradley, Sadler, and Devereaux White. But 1 and 2. I wish John Leguizamo was in this movie. Then we could have more Die Hard too. I digress. And William Atherton. Imagine Christopher McDonald and William Atherton instead of Bill and Bill.
Just like two shitty dudes.
Just two jerks.
Two jerks. Two guys who are really good at playing jerks.
Let my brother out. No. Actually, KJ should have had video shoot Vince's wedding because he said he was going to propose soon. He just shot the heck of that for free.
Yeah. What do you think happens in the aftermath here?
Oh, gosh. Hey, so how about this? Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll discuss what happens on the aftermath. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Flicks, and we're talking about the aftermath of this movie. So, Bradley, the problem with Bradley is I don't know if he has the resources to actually go get $1 million worth out of this gold. I mean, he's definitely going to get hit. So, $1 million is going to become 100K for him. Mm-hmm. But it's still 100K more than he had.
Yeah.
So he's going to go pick up 100K. I was thinking about that. How is Bill Paxton? So Bill Paxton lives, but he doesn't have his truck.
Bill Paxton lives.
It's not his truck, though, so that's good. It's Will Sadler's truck.
Mm-hmm.
But his buddy's dead, and he was supposed to be on a training mission.
And I'm not sure what the dynamic was. I kind of thought they were supposed to be maybe brothers-in-law at some point in time. Or maybe they're just best friends. I don't know. They seem to know each other. Don seemed to know Vince's wife pretty well.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, what happened between? Well, but he does say what happened between you two. So maybe Don doesn't talk to Vince about his personal issues. They're just more buddies.
Maybe that's just something that's left for us to wonder. I'm going to say they were brother-in-laws, and he comes back without his brother. His fiance leaves him. Vince doesn't know really what to do now. Word gets out that he might have killed his brother-in-law firefighter. He gets fired from the fire squad. He doesn't know what to do. He has had his interest peaked though. Like he's like, that's the only thing I've ever been good at. Mm-hmm. But the next thing he has a little experience with is treasure hunting. He starts being a treasure hunter. He has some success at it. Of course, you know where I'm going with this. He has to change his name at some point along the line. He changes his name to Brock Lovett.
Yes.
And he ends up trying to find treasure from the Titanic.
Wow. Because he was somewhere for 4 years, right? He was in the National Guard for 4 years. So he has some experience. Maybe he did that. State Guard. So he has some training. He and firefighter training. And then you're right. He probably moves, maybe starts working on a boat, hunting treasure. And then he meets up with the crew. Then he gets a certification, changes his name to Brock, grows out some sweet hair. Boom.
I mean, that would be half the job.
Oh, that's a brilliant idea. I like it. Because he wants to escape, right? And the best way to escape is in the ocean. Mm-hmm. And he wants to be surrounded by water, not fire. Good point. I love this story of him. So he becomes Brock Lovett, Titanic's Brock Lovett.
And I'm thinking after Titanic, Brock Lovett quit treasure hunting. After listening to a 3-hour story. I mean, just like, okay, so what? Where's my treasure? What?
Sometimes I watch movies. There'll be some people at a wedding or some people sitting around and someone sits down to tell them the story. But it's gotta be a hours and hours and hours long story. And then it's over, they leave, and you're kind of thinking to yourself, that was cool, but that was about 3 hours of my life. Was it worth it? Right? And I got no treasure. And then he became what? Yeah. Wait, maybe Vince taught himself, he went treasure hunting, and he found himself washed up on a beach. And then he started writing songs. And he changed his name, like Club Dread. What's his name in Club Dread? He wrote Pina Colada Bird.
Remember. Pina Colada Bird.
Yeah, he becomes a singer who travels around. Coconut Pete.
That probably makes more sense than the...
I like yours better, though, because treasure's there.
Because treasure is there.
And he moves to an island surrounded by water. Stupid.
Yep.
I just made up a long story, then I went, that's stupid. But I do like, too, when they bust into the building in the beginning, when the guy just runs himself into the fire. When he could have just taken the map and left, but he's just so racked with guilt. Is that why?
There's some kind of religious stuff going on there. Mm-hmm. Because they just stole the treasure, right?
Yeah.
They didn't, it wasn't like they murdered people and stole the treasure. They just stole it.
It looked like there was a lot of looting going on one night. It looked like something that was happening, and they busted in and took it.
Yeah, I mean, Vatican ain't gonna go broke. That's how I feel.
Yeah, they're fine. Yeah. And now some pawn shops. Well, I don't want to sound reductive.
They get those coins back at the end of FX2, The Deadly Art of Illusion. So, I mean, they got money. They're okay.
I hate sounding bad, but like Art Evans, Bradley, he's going to lose. Like, how much money do you think he'll make off that gold?
This is what I was thinking. Like, it's worth. Technically, it seems like it'd be worth more as a treasure. Mm-hmm. But I feel like also he would have to melt it all down and sell it that way.
Yeah. Could he just go to the nearest Catholic church and just say, this is 50 years old, I reclaimed it for the Catholic Church, and then be like, pay me?
I'm pretty sure they'd say, okay, we have your money here and back, sir. And then he would probably be arrested.
Yeah, probably. So he should just melt it down.
Yeah.
Or maybe he just has a nice silverware set now.
Yeah, I don't know what you do with gold. I mean, I'm not I don't have any gold. I don't have any treasure. I don't know what the first thing to do.
Probably lose money by selling it at a pawn shop, right?
Yeah. You could start there, though.
That's true. Sell one just to have some walking around cash?
Yeah, sell a cup for, see if you can get, $10,000 out of it. And then work your way up to different parts of your treasure.
You'd have to be careful which pawn shop you went to, too, because if you showed up with that cup, like, that's a nice gold cup. And if they're shady, you might just be in trouble. They might say, hey, you want to come to the back? We'll pay you.
Yeah.
These are the two movies I want. I want Paxton's journey to become Brock Lovett, and I just want Bradley trying to sell this stuff to make a decent amount of money.
Does Paxton's journey involve being a storm chaser for a little while?
Yes, absolutely. The extreme. I do miss him. So I don't know if I told you this, but I worked with him on $1 Million Arm, a Disney movie, and he's one of the coolest dudes I've ever worked with. So I was on some movies you do this thing called First Team, where if actors show up, then you get them through hair, makeup, wardrobe, get them on set, and then if there's any changes, you get the sound on them, tell them where they're hanging out, then they act, and if you got to go do a wardrobe change, you get them back, you just make sure the process is going smoothly. And they had me hanging out with Bill Paxton when he was on set at the Georgia Tech Stadium. That was probably my favorite. He's one of the favorite people I've ever worked with, man. He was just the coolest dude. He hated the hat I wore because it had a big hole in the front of it. He's like, I need to get you a new hat, man. But he just ran around, ran the crafty truck, hung out with them, made his own sandwiches, was just super chill. Just the nicest dude. Like, there wasn't any, it never felt like work. It felt more like hanging out. So that was a cool gig. So I miss Paxton. I kind of miss his sort of, I don't know what to call it, but maybe blue collar presence in movies. Like in Twister. Yeah. That's such a, obviously there's insane amounts of visual effects in that movie, but it's such a blue collar film. Or Frailty. I liked his presence. It felt like a everyday guy, like a little bit more, he could be super skeezy, or he could like have a warmth to him. So I kind of miss that. I miss having Paxton around.
Yeah, good at playing the creeps, good at playing, he could obviously do some comedy, but yeah, always had that, what you said, blue collar charm, little southern accent a little bit, throws that in there. And
him in True Lies is one of the skeeziest characters I've ever seen in my life. His creation in that movie. Oh my gosh. But when I like the Broken Lizard guys, and when they started a podcast, he would join them, and you get to listen to Bill Paxton chat to these guys about his career. And he was just super cool. He told me stories about Titanic and going down in the ocean, and it was pretty neat. Like, I didn't even ask about stories. He was just telling them to me. It was pretty cool. I remember when I was on that set, like, hey, Mark, you want to take care of Paxton? I'm like, what? Yeah. I didn't even know he was on the movie. So I thought that was pretty cool. That was a sweet gig.
I kind of forgot he was in the movie. Oh.
Working with Pat. Yeah, he was a coach for a little bit. That's why I was surprised. I'm like, wait, Paxton's in this film? That dude, Craig Gillespie, directed it. He did I, Tonya and that new Pam and Tommy Lee movie or TV show that they're filming right now.
Yeah.
No, it looks pretty good. But like, you want to talk about Walter Hill here for a little bit? I mean, this guy, what I miss, do you miss his style of films where they're just real, you feel the sweat, you feel the locations.
Yeah.
Nothing looks too clean. Warriors, they shot in the streets of New York, and they had gangs protecting them. They couldn't go to certain areas. They couldn't do different things. So I don't know. I miss his style. And I think making this movie is probably harder than what it seems, because it's just two dudes, well, four people stuck in an apartment and then other people around them. And then you have to find a way to get tension in there. But I think they answer, I'm talking a lot here, but I like how they answer every question. I like how Savon takes out the catwalk, but he gets yelled at. I like when they put down the piece of wood, but Tiny Lister shoots it. They seem to really do a nice ABC job of moving on to what's next, and then they're pinned down by a sniper, and this movie feels like most things are thought through. There are a little bit of things, like a couple characters disappear, but other than that, I think it's a really well thought out, gritty, like, he loves to shoot in like these urban landscapes. He likes derelict areas, like his factories. I don't know, like the camera work. And I was reading about the camera work, and what I liked about what he said was, let's see, what did he say? Oh, he said there was no handheld. There's no Panaglide in the movie. Oh, so they only shot handheld in this movie. There's no Panaglide. He's like, I want it to be herky-jerky. He's like, we Dutched a lot of the angles, especially as the story unfolds, because the story gets crazier and crazier. We went from a less elegant, the early parts of the movie, there are no handhelds at all. But as the story gets more nervous and crazy, we go more and more to a handheld thing until finally the end of the film is entirely handheld. I thought that was cool. So he told the story with his various shots. Like they made it more herky-jerky and they Dutched it when they needed to. And then it became like kind of like a fiery hellscape handheld world. It's just smart. I don't know. I dig it. I miss Walter Hill's style.
I know we already talked about the video and stuff, but the time that it was released, but you saw, and it's just coincidence, but you know, this was after a summer where we watched just basically lots of handheld police footage, like zooms and zooms from far away, and I remember Ice Cube's Wicked video, which was all like kind of handheld and also evocative of that kind of LA riot type of news coverage. It kind of predicted a trend in movie and like music video making for quite a while. I don't think you see it a lot anymore. Actually, I don't see music videos anymore, so I digress.
Yeah, no, you're right. And it was definitely innovative at the time, the way they shot that. It's cool. I don't know. I like the music that they were listening to. I like when Raymond was driving around. Like, I think it'd be a cool soundtrack. They even recorded a song called Looters for this movie that didn't get released. It just, I think the problem with this movie, I think you're right. You had what happened that summer. You had the camera work that was very reminiscent of that. Then you had the cop killer song that came out, and just the title Looters. And I think that all led to it not. But also, this movie, like Paxton and Sadler are cool. And at the time, Ice-T and Ice Cube were huge, but they weren't going to open a movie against. I mean, look at this. We have Tom Cruise, Macaulay Culkin. Mel Gibson, Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston, Hoffa. I mean, like, Distinguished Gentleman was Eddie Murphy. So they didn't really have any A-listers to open it up on a Christmas day. It's a really, I think it would have played better. Do you think it would have played better in a July in a hot theater? You go there, you watch it. Like, if anything hadn't gone down, it definitely would have gotten more acclaim, I think, in those months. July's a good time to release movies. I mean, they didn't even plan an August dumping ground release. This was July.
Yeah, I think it definitely could have done better. And even if they'd held on to it for another like spring release post Oscars, or that's another counter programming they do these days. Of course, you have your big releases on Christmas, but there's kind of like that 3-week lull after Christmas, and then they start trying to get all the Academy Award movies out into actual wide distribution, and that's another time you can probably release it nowadays. I'm not sure how it was back then. 1992, I was still young. Not sure I was paying attention to the Academy Awards.
This is a really good time to release it right now. You know, that might be really great. But yeah, what are your what were your favorite moments of this movie? Give me your 2 favorite moments.
Probably, I mean, the first plot point where Goose dies, or you know, and then like the eye contact they make, and the great zoom in on Paxton, and everything just changes all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm. It gets real.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there are other scenes I like from the movie. Like the end of the movie is very chaotic. You kind of can't tell where you are, which is cool. Paxton and Raymond are hiding downstairs. They're trying to hunt each other, and then Sadler and Ice-T are killing each other, and then Ice Cube and Bradley are fighting each other. And then Raymond shows back up.
I gotta go with the drug scene when he just stabs the needle into Sadler's neck.
He just stabs Sadler in the neck with heroin. That's great.
Listen, if that ever happens to you, if you ever have a prisoner and you need to get some heroin in him, don't stand within needle range of the person or dart range of the person. I guess they kind of got you then, because they have one arm holding that needle. Then they could probably untie themselves and then still have the needle. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sadler made a rookie mistake there for sure. I think that's mine, because think about this movie. A lot of it's relatively grounded. When the first guy gets shot, you get shot. When the cleats are never used. It's a relatively grounded movie, and then you have a guy getting an injection of heroin into his neck. That's kind of the most wild spot, I would say.
Yeah, and I thought, he passes out for a while, and I thought it would affect him a little bit more, but he pretty much gets up. I guess it gives him the strength to finish killing Ice-T because he doesn't feel bullets going into him. But
I'm surprised he could stand.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have no experience with injecting drugs or anything, but I'm not sure that heroin would make you be like, all right, I'm ready to hunt some treasure now.
Yeah, let's go hunt some treasure.
I think it's more like, treasure's here, cool.
Cool. I'll see you later. Hey, so while we're speaking of William Sadler, I say we do something. Let's do a William Sadler draft.
William Sadler draft. Okay.
He's done enough movies.
Before we get to this, I was just going to comment.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about the music a little bit, and there is a great song with this movie called, of course, Trespass with Ice Cube and Ice-T on it. Good title track. It slams a bit, you know?
Is it better than De La Soul?
I don't think so, no. But it's definitely a different vibe.
Yeah, it's true. De La Soul's pretty chill. Different. I like the I Check My Bank by Sir Mix-a-Lot. That song's cool.
And there's another Ice Cube song playing out of I can't remember which Ice Cube song it is, playing out of, while Raymond's driving around. I think he's playing an Ice Cube song.
I thought that was the I Check My Bank by Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe there was another one in there. I showed you my notes, and these are things I should write down, but I did not.
Hey, I'm just happy you took notes. So he did send me a picture of his notes, and he writes notes exactly like I do. But I just appreciate that you took notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trespass is cool. Yeah, listen to that. And I Check My Bank by Sir Mix-a-Lot.
And apparently, I have no problem with the score for this movie, which was done by Ry Cooder. It's pretty good. It fits the atmosphere pretty well, but I guess he originally had hired John Zorn to do it, who's like a crazy jazz composer. That would have been really interesting to hear if you know who John Zorn is. It's just all over the place, up and down and left and right, and I can't just look up a John Zorn sometime and see how crazy you might go. But
would it have been
didn't like that score, so he had his buddy that had scored a whole bunch of other things for him to do it. So
would it have been like the I don't know if you've seen it, but Ravenous, the 1999 movie, that bonkers score that's in it, that's beautiful, and they kept it in.
I have not seen that forever, and that is not what sticks with me about that movie.
Got it. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. He just brought in his buddy. He didn't like the things, so he was like, all right, do it. And it's serviceable. Yeah. There's a couple good moments in there that you notice when they're kind of ratcheting it up. Yeah, it's a pretty good score, yeah, for sure.
All right, so Billy Shads.
I'll let you get first pick, since you're the guest. You can take whatever you want.
Off the top of my head, I guess I have to take Bogus Journey, just to try to up my score.
Yeah, that's a good one. He's so good in that. All right, I'll take Demon Knight.
Is he in Demon Knight?
Yeah, he's the hunter. He's the guy that battles Billy Zane.
Oh, yeah. For some reason, I was thinking that was Billy Zane, right?
Yes, yeah, he's not the hunter. I guess he's the key master.
That's correct. Yeah, that's a great choice. Oh, ouch. That's a great choice.
There's a Stone Cold winner on this one if you can think about it. I won't do it.
Yeah.
You can check IMDb if you want.
He was in one of the Machete movies.
Yeah, he was in Machete Kills.
Machete Kills. Yeah, I'll take that one. Why not?
I love the Machete movies.
I love the Machete movies as well.
Machete Don't Text. Oh, it's so good. All right, let's see. So you got that. Would Die Hard 2 be too much of a ringer?
No.
All right, because I love him in that.
I took Bill and Ted too. You can grab that one.
Oh, thank you very.
Can we make a no Shawshank rule?
Yeah, no Shawshank. That's why I was gonna pick it.
Yeah. All right. Then I'm gonna. But I can take the Green Mile then, right?
Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
Like anything with Dark Knight or Shawshank, you just can't let people have, or Deadpool, because that's just immediately over. Yeah. It's just you see it, they vote it, you're done. Right. You got to go Green Mile though. That's legit. Oh, what else? What else? Oh,
and he's legit in it. Like he's a great.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a great. Like he's like the third guy, the third good guard or whatever.
He takes. Let's. Okay, I had a movie, but I just forgot it. I'm wondering if it's cheating. Is The Mist cheating?
I don't think so.
All right, I'll take The Mist.
I mean, you took the other King adaptation he's been in.
Oh yeah, that's true. And then you got Green Mile. He's done a lot of King adaptations.
Well, those are all Darabont as well. Like.
Oh yeah.
Did Darabont direct The Mist or just?
Yeah, he directed The Mist. Yeah, I love Machete Kills.
How many more do I have?
You have 2.
He did play Michael Flynn in that Brendan Gleeson HBO movie, Trump movie.
You gonna take that one?
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna take Iron Man 3, of course.
I love that movie. People dog on it, but I love it.
It's a departure, but I liked that it was a departure.
Exactly. Give me something different.
People go back and look at that. They'll be like, oh, that was their first attempt to kind of depart from, just I don't even know how to
Ben
describe.
Kingsley was just a dude who was given free drugs to play a role,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he blows up the bathroom, and then they put ladies in the bathroom, and they're like, "Ew, this is gross." All right, if I take Trespass, am I cheating?
I don't think so.
All
But I'm
right.
also I chose Judgment Night when we didn't do Amelia draft. We did a 92 draft, didn't we?
And you pick Trespass, or you
No, I
pick
picked
Judgment Night?
Judgment Night.
All right, I'm taking
um,
that. I'm taking Trespass. So we each have one left. We can do it.
Now I'm actually actively scouring the IMDb page.
He's done a lot.
Yeah, yeah. He has done a ton of movies, and I don't remember a lot of them.
You can take the
There's
new
a
Bill and
movie he
Ted.
was in called. There was a movie he was in called Silent but Deadly. I wonder if that was a farce or a.
Whoa, I know what I'm picking. All right, never mind. I'm ready. I'm ready for you to make your
Oh,
pick because I got a great pick.
okay. I edit some of this out because this will be.
I will. I will.
Because this will be people being like yelling at their podcast players. Come on, man, pick. Oh, he was in Bordello of Blood as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking. I got a few good ones here from the 90s right now. Do I take Rocket Man
Oh
or
yeah.
Solo?
Rocket Man for sure.
Rocket Man.
Yeah, I want to take VFW.
Oh, okay.
Have you watched that?
No, I haven't.
Oh yeah, Joe Bagos directed it. It's worth a watch. I mean, he's in a VFW helping murder people. Like a bunch of drug dealers are trying to attack him and a bunch of a bunch of veterans inside of a VFW. And it's really bloody and gory, and there's a lot of head squishes.
This is like an old man fighting,
Yep,
circa badass, and
it's really
yeah, I
good
guess
though.
that's it.
Yeah, it's really good. It's worth a watch. So I mean, you got Stephen Lang, William Sadler, Friend Williamson, Martin Cove, David Patrick Kelly, George Wendt, Tom Williamson. Like you have a bunch of cool people in there. It's worth a watch.
Ah, cool. Yeah, don't know
Yeah.
about it. All right,
VFW, and yeah, it's super bloody. I think you'll like it. But
right
yeah.
on.
Well, thank you for joining me, man. This was great.
Yeah, this is fun. We'll have to either find another problematic 90s movie to talk about, or go in a new direction for the next one.
Hey, I'm up for whatever, man. Just let me know.
All right, sounds good.
All right, cool. So thank you for joining me. So for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, and for King Bryce Serbrug, this is Movies, Films, and Flicks. We'll see you next week.